What is good, everybody? Marty again, and I'm bringing you the updated list for the best Pokemon for raids. These Pokemon are gonna be able to take down 6 stars, 5 stars. They could definitely help with 7 stars. So if you like stuff like this, make sure you leave a like so it lets me know to make more, and leave a comment below if you have something that I missed. So we're gonna get into it now. I broke it up into two different separate parts, because there are some Pokemon that aren't as good as others. So I basically separated them, and here we go. We're just gonna get into it. So the first one we're gonna get into is Polteageist. Now this one is good. This one can one-shot things, as you know, stored power. But the problem here is when it uses Shell Smash, it's most likely gonna get hit. So this one, I'm gonna say it's good if you have someone supporting you with like Oranguru. Other than that, it's not that good. So I'm gonna say don't use this. This list is for the Pokemon that you don't need to use anymore. Don't use them. They still work, but they need a little help or they have a niche. So Polteageist is on here. Next one is gonna be King Gambit. Now King Gambit's very strong. Don't get it twisted, but I feel like he struggles to do damage. Like he can kill things, but it takes a while, and you know, I like to do things fast, so he's good. You can use him if you want, but he's strictly only for like ghost types and psychic types. And if they have a fighting move, don't even bother. So he's good, and he gets taunt. So next one is King Gambit. I wouldn't recommend using him, but we do have new contenders, so let's keep going. Next one is Garchomp. Garchomp is literally only for the Earthquake and maybe the Outrage. He's good, but he's not. He doesn't one-shot. Like all these Pokemon have the same thing in common. I mean, some of them do, but they all have like a big flaw. Like he just doesn't do enough damage. Most of the time, you want to use Pokemon with like Belly Drum. So Garchomp is here. You can still use him against like electric types, which that's what I mainly use him for. And with Ursaluna coming out, Ursaluna is gonna be very, very extremely good. I suggest everybody gets their Ursa rings ready. So let's move on. Chi-Yu is good, but the problem here is you don't really need him, to be honest. But he is good, so he's here. And the next one is Satitan. Satitan is good, only for specific Pokemon, usually anything that's weak to ice. And that's basically it. That's all I use him for. And he's a really cool Pokemon, so there he is. And the last one is Ceruledge. He's good and bad because he's immune to fire and fighting. And he could just spam bulk up and do all that stuff. But the thing is, he's still not. I don't know why. It's like they don't do a lot of damage. They can do damage even if they're at +6 because he gets Swords Dance, and he still underperforms. I don't know why. The game is programmed like that. If you're using Belly Drum, apparently you do so much damage, but when you're doing Swords Dance, it's like not the same thing. So we're gonna move on. Ceruledge is on this list. Amoonguss. Amoonguss is good. Don't get it twisted. But he's so niche that you're not ever gonna want to use him. So just don't use him. You don't need to. And Sylveon. Sylveon, as you guys know, Calm Mind, Fake Tears, Hyper Beam. Yes, there's 2 Calm Minds here because it doesn't need another move. It's just there to kill anything weak to Fairy. So there's Sylveon, and it only works on things that do special attacks because it has low defense. It will get smoked. So it's still good, but you know, niche. It's not good for everything. So that's why these guys are all on this list. So if you made it this far in the video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe because there's going to be more. And now I have the real main event list coming up right now, and you're going to enjoy this because all of these are the new best Pokemon that I have actually tested and they all work. So here we go. First one is Annihilate. Now this is a new set that I made. It's the same EV spread. Focus Energy is the new addition. So what I like to do now is use like 3 bulk ups and then use Screech 3 times and then Focus Energy, or you want to just do 3 bulk ups and then Focus Energy. Like, it's good. If you're hitting for crits, you can kill their shield too. And if you, you know, as you know, while you're bulking up, Rage Fist goes up 50 points, all the way up to like 350, I believe. And then, you know, that one big Rage Fist, if it crits, it's gonna do a crap load of damage, probably kill them. But this one is very good. I know that you could bulk up to +6 and then do 3 Screeches, and by that time he would have gotten hit too many times, and you use Rage Fist and you one-shot. Focus Energy is just there to do critical hits, and I think it's really good. So I like to do bulk up 3 times, Focus Energy, Screech once if you want, and then Rage Fist. You can, and I use the Shell Bell to recover that HP, so it's not like, you know, you could use the cover close depending on what you're fighting against. Now, also, if you're up against a Pokemon that's weak to fighting, you could give him Cross Chop and it would be guaranteed crits. Just saying. So let's move on. Annihilate is the first new one. Annihilate, his old set, bulk up, Rage Fist, Screech, and Drain Punch. This one has Terra-type fighting. Now this one has Terra-type Ghost, and that's because you don't really need to do anything. And I want to mention another thing about this. Focus Energy makes it so even things that resist him can still be destroyed. That's the whole point. So it's not guaranteed crits with Rage Fist, but if it does crit, it's going to do a massive amount of damage, especially if you're Ghost type Terastallized. So yeah, that's just a quick note. Now this one, you guys know what it is. It was on here last time. It's the same thing as the other set I just showed, but it does Screech. This one one-shots. They both can one-shot, but, you know, it's just one is, I think this one is slightly better because it's more convenient. It takes less time. But this one, you bulk up to +6, then you do a Screech, then you Rage Fist, and you have to pray that they hit you that many times. Okay, moving on. Armarouge. Armarouge is kind of niche too. I didn't put him on the other list because he gets Calm Mind, and he gets, I didn't put it on here, but he also gets Acid Spray. Acid Spray is good. He also gets Clear Smog, so those moves aren't on here, but those are the moves you want to use. I just put these moves, you know, you're going to just Calm Mind. That's basically the gist of it. Armor Cannon is Fire type, so, you know, it's going to do a lot of damage. So I think he's actually good. And let's move on. Azumarill, I think this picture is so funny. He actually cannot kill Cinderace because Cinderace has Iron Head, so it was kind of ironic. I don't know who made this picture, but it was kind of funny. They gave him the covert quote that, like, he got the screen. It's funny. So yeah, this one is a must-have. You need him, and that's it. You need him. If you're new to the game, make sure you get him for sure. Next one is this one, Corbinite. I forgot about this set, but this set actually works. Now, as you know, we have the ability to use stored power. Now, Corbinite has something called Power Trip, which is basically the same exact thing as stored power, except for Dark type. So technically what you would do is bulk up until you're like max, and then you do Hone Claws until you're max, and then you would just Power Trip and it would probably one-shot them. I don't know if it one-shots, but it definitely kills. It definitely works, and it definitely does a lot of damage. I have tried it, I just haven't like killed anyone in one shot. You probably could with a Psychic type if they're weak to it. But yeah, it's basically a stored power. Now this EV spread is HP and defense. You could change this to HP and attack if you want. because you're still, you're gonna raise your defense anyway. But you can also put special defense. That would also be helpful. Honestly, that might be a better choice than defense. But I use defense because generally I'm using him against Pokemon that are attacking for physical. But you can do whatever you want. I'm just here to let you know what's good and what's not. Let's move on. Dondozo, specifically for things that like the boost, like Corbinite, and kill them. So Dondozo, he's interesting because you might want to give him Terra type, like Terra Blast, and a different Terra type depending what you go up against. Mainly Corbinite is the problem, and yeah, if you have other people to help you, Corbinite's not that much of a pain. Really, the only thing that's hard about it is he's using Hone Claw, so if you get someone with Taunt, he's easy. But like I said, it's hard by yourself. Also, Annihilate, I would say Annihilate because he gets Taunt, but he's weak to fighting. And usually they have, what is it called? Body Press. So let's move on. Fluttermane, this was not on the last list, it should have been. This is extremely good still. Anything that's hitting for special attacks is going to get creamed by this. It's very good, especially if it's up against something that's weak to it. Draining Kiss basically restores all your HP. It's ridiculous. And Calm Mind, Shadow Ball. You don't need Shadow Ball. Terra type should be Fairy. I just had Ghost there. But either or is fine. Mainly, you want Fairy though. That's the whole point, to use the Fairy. It's better than Sylveon, I feel. It has better stats. And it's still going to get crushed on the physical side, but it's going to do justice. I recommend this because he has Draining Kiss and he's fast and he's very good and very strong. Moving on. Gengar, this is a new addition. Gengar is actually really cool because he has Acid Spray. You want to just Nasty Plot 3 times. Well, first off, you want to do Acid Spray 3 times. Because if you Nasty Plot 3 times and Acid Spray, you might end up doing too much damage. But if you do Acid Sprays first 3 times, they're going to be weak. And then you Nasty Plot 3 times, that would be your 6 turns. And then you would use Sludge Bomb or Shadow Ball. And at that point, he should be doing an incredible amount of damage, probably one-shotting them if they're weak to it. So this is actually very good. Gengar is frail though, so just keep that in mind. But of course you have Shell Bell. Cinnamon, he is still the same, and I'm not going to take too much time because we're taking a lot of time. Great Tusk is a new addition. Booster Energy, Bulk Up, Headlong Rush, Body Press, Taunt. You just bulk up and use Headlong Rush basically, and it's mainly for electric types and poison types. I think this is really good, especially with that Booster Energy. And yeah, bulk up, and then he also has Taunt, so there you go. But Headlong Rush will decrease your defense and special defense, just so you know. But bulk up is going to save you on the defensive side. Let's move on. Grimmsnarl, there's nothing to say about him. He's extremely good. He's the best supporter you can have. Mainly because he also has access to Fake Tears, which lowers special defense. He has Reflect and Light Screen. I just put them there just because. Taunt, because he's supporting. And Spirit Break lowers attack. Spirit Break lowers special attack. Chilling Water lowers attack. 100% guaranteed every time. Okay, let's move on. Iron Hands, same thing as Annihilate. I think this set is really good too. It's Focus Energy, Belly Drum. You want to do Focus Energy first. You don't need Booster Drive, but it's there. Drain Punch, Thunder Punch. You're going to Focus Energy, Belly Drum, and then you're going to use Drain Punch to get your HP back. If it's critting, you're doing a lot of damage. You're going to kill the thing fast. Then once you terastallize it, and I tested this only on resistances because I wanted to see how good it would do. And I won. So it takes longer, but you win. If they're weak to it, they're going to be destroyed, especially if you're getting the crits. So let's move on. The regular Iron Hands. Now, these two sets are the same exact sets, except for one has Focus Energy. And honestly, you don't ever use anything else. You're just gonna use Drain Punch for the most part and Thunder Punch. So really, I had Play Rough here, but you don't need it because you got a Zoomer. So just use Focus Energy instead. So moving on, Iron Moth. This one's a new addition with Shell Bell. This one I think is really underrated, and I think it's really strong. Acid Spray it has access to, and it has Sunny Day. The reason why I have Shell Bell is because Sunny Day will activate Cork Drive, and also increasing Fiery Dance's power. So basically you could do Acid Spray 3 times, activate Sunny Day, and then spam Fiery Dance, which has a 50% chance of increasing your special attack by 1, and basically cream them. And then you have Sludge Wave, which is very helpful because there's some Pokemon that are annoying, and there's not many things that beat grass except for ice types. Like, we don't have really that many flying types. We have Charizard. Charizard sucks. It has Belly Drum and Acrobatics. It's still not that good. So let's move on. So that's Iron Moth, new addition. Koraidon, you could assume who the next one is. Koraidon's really good. What people don't realize about him is that Orichalcum Plus increases his own attack. Now you could and it puts up Sun, so you can literally use him with someone else using Iron Hands or something. But you can also use Flare Blitz. So Flare Blitz is actually where Outrage should be. You could put Flare Blitz there instead. I just had Outrage because, you know, it doesn't matter. You're usually going to use it for Collision Course. If they're weak to Collision Course, it does double damage. So there you go. Miraidon, same thing, but it has Calm Mind. You guys know what it does. Now, this is the same exact set as Flutter Mane. So, Parabolic Charge is the electric type Draining Kiss. So, he's going to basically gain all his HP back. And go figure, he has way better stats. And he increases his electric type moves with his Hadron Engine. And there you go. You Calm Mind up, you Electro Drift, you start killing stuff. When you need to heal, you do Parabolic Charge. He has the Life Orb on because he has Parabolic Charge. So there's that. Oranguru, super amazing. He's one of the best supporters. I use him a lot because I have all these Pokemon. So Instruct is just broken. If they boost it up, like if you have somebody with Iron Hands doing Focus Energy and Belly Drum, and you instruct them to attack on the same turn, you're gonna cream them really fast. Like, it's really easy. And he has access to Light Screen and Reflect. Chilling Water can be anything else. I've actually been doing Psych Up because since you're supporting and you're not attacking, you literally use Psych Up instead of Chilling Water and copy your friend's stat boost. So if they're using the stored powered set, you can Psych Up, and then you could actually change this to have stored power. So these moves are just here to let you know, but you want Instruct 100%, and you want one of this Reflect or Light Screen. Like, you have to have those two. So either Instruct, and then Light Screen or Reflect. You have to have it. Chilling Water can be whatever you want, but Chilling Water, it decreases attack. So guys, if you like this, I would appreciate it if you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe and definitely try these out. I've tried them all out. I'm not one of these other YouTubers that are just telling you shit for views and stuff. No, these are actually things I use. If you want to find out, you come to the stream. I stream every day at around 2 or 3 p.m. or whenever I have time to do it. And we do giveaways every day, so make sure you hit us up. Come by, say hi. And that's it. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I'll see you guys on Friday because we're going to have the Max Power giveaway, and it's going to be a shiny Cinderace, which was actually bred. So, I'll see you guys there. Peace.